Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at how a real construction project goes from just a blueprint to an actual building. We're going to break down the process that a company called CLT Pros uses to turn a client's big idea into a reality you can actually stand in. You know that feeling, right? You've spent all this time perfecting the design. You've finally signed off on it and you're excited. But then what? For a lot of people, that moment feels like you're just stepping off a cliff, hoping for the best. It's exciting, sure, but there's definitely a little bit of anxiety mixed in there. So, how do you go from that tangled knot of questions and uncertainty to a really clear, straightforward path? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore. We're going to look at a process that's built to turn that leap of faith into a series of confident, well-planned steps. We've got it broken down into 4 main parts. First up, how you get from a plan to actual progress. Then, we'll dive into the building phase itself. After that, we'll look at the all-important finishing touches. And finally, what happens after the job is supposedly done. Okay, let's kick things off with part 1, from plan to progress. This is that crucial moment where your design stops being just a drawing on a piece of paper and becomes a real project with a real schedule. So the first thing that happens is a project kickoff. That's all about clarity. Before a single shovel hits the ground, you get a clear timeline. You're introduced to your dedicated project lead, so you know exactly who to call. No more getting the runaround. And in the background, they're already coordinating material deliveries and getting the site prepped. The whole point here is to get rid of the guesswork right from day one. And this quote, this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The goal isn't just to start building. It's to make you, the client, feel totally confident and in control. All that work up front is about making the whole process feel smooth and, believe it or not, stress-free. All right, so the project's officially kicked off. Now we're moving into phase 2, building with precision. This is where the crew is on your property, and everything shifts to 2 main things: top-notch craftsmanship and a whole lot of respect for your space. And when they're on site, there's a rhythm to every single day. It starts with prepping the site, then the materials arrive. Then, of course, the actual installation happens. But, the step that really stands out to me is the last one: daily safety and cleanliness. They do a full site cleanup at the end of every single day. That's not just about being tidy, it's about being safe and making sure your life is disrupted as little as possible. And when we say installation, we're not just talking about one simple task. This can be anything from intricate hardscaping and patios to really complex drainage systems to major concrete work. It just shows you the level of expertise that's actually going into the project. This quote, this is the whole philosophy behind how they work on site. We treat your property like our own. It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to live it. It means those daily cleanups aren't just a box to check. They're a sign of genuine respect for your home. And underpinning all of that work is a serious commitment to quality control. Now, this isn't some quick check at the very end. It's happening constantly, from picking the right high-quality materials, to using building techniques that are proven to last, to doing regular inspections on site. It's how they can be sure that what they build not only looks great, but is going to stand the test of time. Okay, on to stage 3, the polished finish. The heavy lifting might be over, but honestly, this is the part that separates a good job from a truly great one. It is all about the details. And their finishing process is so thorough. It's not just a quick sweep up. We're talking about getting the edge detailing just right, making sure everything is perfectly level, applying sealants and protective coatings so the work lasts, and then doing a full debris removal. And all of that leads to the final, most important step, the final walkthrough with you. And this quote, this sets a pretty high bar, right? A project isn't done when the last nail is hammered in. It's done when the client, when you, are genuinely thrilled with how everything turned out. That final walkthrough puts all the power right in your hands. So what happens after that final walkthrough? This brings us to our last section, and it's a super important one, beyond the build. This really challenges that old idea that once the final check is cashed, the relationship is over. I mean, this slide says it all. The typical way is the job's done, the crew leaves, and that's that. You're on your own. But the alternative they're presenting here is totally different. It's about seeing the project's completion as just one part of a much longer relationship. So what does that relationship actually look like? Well, it's pretty concrete. It means you get all your warranty info, so you have peace of mind. They give you actual maintenance tips to help you take care of your new space. And maybe most importantly, they make it clear that the door is always open for future upgrades or even just a quick question. And this really sums up their whole philosophy after the project is done. They're not just disappearing.
They're positioning themselves as a resource you can count on for the long haul, whether you have a small question a year from now or you're ready to start dreaming up your next big thing.
So after walking through this whole thing, from that super clear kickoff to the careful construction to that polished finish and even the long-term support, the real question is, does that sound like the kind of process that lets you build something with real trust and confidence? If the answer is yes, and that process sounds like what you've been looking for, here's how you can take the next step. You can give them a call or head to their website to request a quote. Thanks so much for walking through this with me.